Hi, and welcome to the Margaret E. Heggan Public Library. I'm Miss Jennifer, and today for another Once Upon a Storytime, we'll be celebrating Valentine's Day with a Swiss story from the book The Revenge of the Black Cat, Swiss Myths, edited and retold by Katja Alves. We will be reading a special story called The Love Potion. In the canton of Uri, there once lived a young man who fell in love with a pretty girl. Every day he would hurry from Alpine to Bergen in order to visit his sweetheart. Behind the house where she lived, there was an old apple tree whose branches still bore the juiciest apples. The girl would wait under a tree for the young man, and he would like to ask her what it was about the tree that made her want to sit beneath its branches. But the moment he looked into her beautiful brown eyes, he could think of nothing else. And besides, he had only a short time to be with her. He had to leave after just a few hours because his father was the owner of a pig farm, and he had to feed the pigs every evening. One day, when the young man was about to leave, the girl said, "Stay a little longer so that we can talk to each other." When she saw that her pleas were in vain, she grasped his arms. "You must come and see me again tomorrow." The young man looked at her in surprise. "Of course I'll try to come. Trying is not good enough. You must promise to come." "I promise," murmured the young man. "Good." And she gave him 2 apples. "They're for you, my darling, and only for you. You mustn't share them with anyone." "I shan't," said the young man with a laugh, and he bit into one of the apples. The next day there was a lot to do on the farm, and so there was really no time for him to go see the girl. But he worked as fast as he could because he felt an inexpressible longing to see his beloved again. When he had done just about half his work, he broke away and ran off to Bergen. The girl was delighted, and when it was time to leave again, once more she gave him 2 apples and told him not to share them. The same thing happened again the following day. Day after day after day, the young man was given 2 apples, and day after day he had to promise not to share them. By the 5th day he was worn out. All the running together with all the hard work he had to do was not a healthy way of living, even for a young man. On the 5th day, he was so tired that on the way back he lay down under a tree to rest. But by the time he got home, it was very late, and the pigs were grunting and squealing, and they waited to be fed. He reached into his bag. "Here you are. Have a juicy apple for a starter." And he threw the 2 apples into their trough. One little pig was quicker than the others and grabbed hold of both apples and gobbled it up in just a few bites. But the pig had hardly swallowed the last piece when it shot out of the sty like an arrow and headed for Bergen. When the pig reached the village, it went straight to the girl's house and stood under the old apple tree, happily grunting away. When the girl failed to appear, the pig nimbly climbed over the wall and jumped through an open window. From then on, if he stayed with the girl and followed her wherever she went. But whenever the young man tried to visit her, it was always the little pig he found sitting under the apple tree. What a great Swiss myth for Valentine's Day. Thank you again, and I'll see you for next Once Upon a Storytime.